So, greetings to everyone. I really hope that everyone has been studying well. Welcome to Module 2. Module 2, we are going to talk about love and gratitude. And again, if you don't know who you have taken this masterclass with, just in case you don't know, I am Allison Muhammad, and it is such an awesome honor to go through this 8-week class with you, The God Effect. So I hope that everyone has practiced well for Module 1, The Power of Forgiveness. So as we go, before we go into Module 2, I just want to do a recap on Module 1. Of course, we talked about the power of forgiveness and the benefits, and then everyone was given a practice to do. So I want to really reiterate how important this practice is, which is why I started the module, the 8 weeks out, with this module, the forgiveness practice and the power of forgiveness. So you should have been doing it for quite some time now, even though when you get this, you probably would not have had a whole week of the power of forgiveness, but that's okay because this is a practice that you will do every single day. And when we get into module 3, we will actually go into how do you apply this to everyday living? How do you apply it to every aspect of your life? As well as what we'll go over today, love and gratitude, how you apply that to every aspect of your life so you can get the full benefits out of that. So that is in module 3. But right now, I want to talk about love and gratitude. And we'll talk about the different layers and levels of love. And one thing that I learned about love was very interesting uh, to me because I consider myself to be a very loving person, and I thought that I loved unconditionally. So, as I went through my spiritual development, what I learned about myself is that I did not love unconditionally. There was quite a few conditions on my love. And as you go through this module, I hope that you are able to kind of dig deep and you will see some places that maybe you've been resistant to being unconditional as far as your love is concerned. And so, love is the way we demonstrate or show love to the world is based on the level of spiritual understanding and spiritual maturity that we have. So, if you think about, I'll give you a range, right, of love. You have a person who um, let's say a 2-year old or a 3-year-old child, if you've been around a 2 or 3-year-old, or you have a child or have had a child that's 2 or 3 years old, you know they go through this stage of being very selfish. Everything is my. They really don't have a sense of the rest of the world and the part that they play in the rest of the world and how the rest of the world interacts with them and is related to them. So there's a me, and mine. So even though a child is very affectionate, they'll come to you and they love you, they lay, up on you and caress you and rub you and pat you and, they love you. But you'll find out very quickly if you take something away from them or you don't give them something, at least temporarily, they don't love you as much. So they'll have a temper tantrum. They really are, they will cut you off and kind of fold their arms and turn away. So this is kind of what we do as adults when we become disappointed. When we become disappointed and we don't get what we want, or we expect something out of someone and they are not living up to our expectations, then we tend to withhold our love. So that's one end of the spectrum, all the way to the other end when you talk about the love of God or the love of Source, whatever your reference point for God or Source energy is, then you have that unconditional love, regardless to whom or what, right? So those are two different aspects, if you will, or polar sides of love. So let's talk about these different stages of life and spiritual development. And so how do you know what stage of development you are in as it relates to love and the ability to love unconditionally? So how you do that is you start with yourself, and you make a list of everything that is important to you, everything that you desire in life. And then you put a range of about how long you've been desiring this thing if you don't have it. And if you do have it, you're going to put a check that, okay, I have that. And you're going to put this in a category. So, and it's going to be like this. This is going to be your list: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So again, you're going to have 4 categories. It's going to be physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And then you're going to put down those things that you desire or that you want for yourself, just for yourself, in each one of those categories. So for example, in the physical, you may put, I want to be 125 pounds, right? You put that under physical. And if you are 125 pounds, you'll put a check mark. I got that. I'm 125 pounds. If you're not 125 pounds, you're going to write how long you've been desiring to be 125 pounds. And then you're going to do this in each category. So mental, emotional, I want happy and joy in every aspect of my life. Do you have that? If so, you put a check. If not, you're going to say how long you've wanted this, that you've been without it. And so what you're going to do is really evaluate where you are in your life right now, and if you are on point or if you are not on point. So what this does is it begins with self, and you get an opportunity to see, okay, what level of love do I have for myself? And be as honest as possible. Be 100% honest if you expect to get the most out of the master class, right? You want to be honest with yourself. So you're going to write down and you're going to gauge how far you are from your target. Is going to be an indicator for us. How much love do we have for ourselves? And are we loving ourselves unconditionally? And if not, what would it take to love myself unconditionally with this particular item, as you go down your columns? So let's talk a little bit about exactly what love is. We use love all the time. Love is God. Love is patient. Love is kind. And there's so many different definitions for the word love. So I wanted to mention really at this point, before we go into gratitude, most energy workers will tell you that love is at a very high frequency. And if you remember from the first module, the higher the frequency, the easier it is to release and the easier it is to manifest. So we want to get to a very high frequency. One of the teachers that I mentioned in the other module, Master Ji Gong Sha, he has a one sentence secret, and his one sentence secret is love melts all blockages and transforms all life. So, which is a very powerful statement. Love melts all blockages, and we talked about blockages in the other module, which could be negative mindsets, illness, um, anything of that, blocking of finances. That's a blockage. If your finances aren't what you want them to be, that's a blockage. So love melts all blockages and transforms all life. So this goes hand in hand with the forgiveness practice. So we're going to show you how you put these two together to transform everything in your life and to be able to master anything, and actually how to be able to bend reality to your will just by using these two like a ladder. Love and gratitude go together, and also forgiveness. So love is a very high frequency, and there is an energy healer by the name of um, Christy Marie Sheldon, as a matter of fact. And I follow her work. She has a work called Love Above. So love above is, so when you say love above and love melts all blockages and transforms all life, you would think that, okay, well, what is above love? So most healers say that gratitude is above love. And in my study and in my experience, I have actually found this to be true, that gratitude has brought the most shift in my life. So I call it extreme gratitude, radical gratitude. So radical gratitude is how in every moment of every day that you can find gratitude for what you have. And for most people, that's easier said than done. So how do you find gratitude when you want to shift, you want to up level, you want to go to the next level? How do you find gratitude for where you are? So everything is going up in frequency. So let's look at it. Okay, gratitude is, I live in a one bedroom apartment and it's very small, and I want to move into a mansion. So from the first level on the ladder to reaching your mansion that's up here, you use love and gratitude and forgiveness to get there. So how do we do this? After you do your forgiveness practice, in module 1, we talked about the alpha state. So remember the alpha state. You're going to do your forgiveness practice in the alpha state, and then you're going to move into creation. So when you move into creation, you do that through love and gratitude. And we're going to do an example of that at the end of this module. But if you have gratitude for where you are, then you bring in the manifestation power to get to another level, to bring in something else that you desire. So you're searching for an energy, a frequency that's better than the one that you have at present. So you're in the one bedroom apartment. You do your forgiveness practice. And then you get into a state of gratitude. You're going to look around your environment and you're going to find something to be grateful for. So you can start with self. You look at your body, right? You pay attention to your body. You can start with a particular part of the body, your hands or your feet, and you show your gratitude. You speak, or it can be done silently, your gratitude for your hands. I'm so grateful that I have hands, that I can use my hands to do things, to bring into reality what it is that I desire and I want, right? So grateful for my hands. Look at the door. I'm so grateful for the door of this 1-bedroom apartment, because there are some people who are sleeping outside that don't have a door, or they're sleeping in a shack somewhere where there is no door. I'm so grateful for the door. So you're looking for a particular frequency and making sure that you stay in the frequency of gratitude. So, for example, you don't go into another thing that is going to bring the frequency down. So, for example, I'm really grateful for this pack of ramen noodles. If you absolutely hate ramen noodles and you really want steak, right? So every time you think about the ramen noodles, your mind goes down, your energy and your frequency goes down to another level, and now it takes you out of gratitude. So when you're looking for something to be grateful for, you have to consider the gradient. You can't go too steep a gradient. And also you have to be honest. You can't lie to yourself. So if there's something that you don't want in your life and that's showing up, you can't say, if you can't find a reason to be grateful for it, then don't put it in this particular practice, because it won't work. There's one person that you cannot lie to, and that's yourself. So if there's something that is in your life that you're saying that you're grateful for, but you're really not grateful for it, then don't keep saying that. Find something that you can be grateful for, because what? Wherever you put your focus, wherever your focus goes, energy flows. So even though you're in a 1-bedroom apartment, if you can find gratitude for the 1-bedroom apartment, that's you putting your focus there, right? And so more energy will flow towards you. And as we go to the next module, we'll show you how to, when you bring up that frequency, that energy, how to actually start bending reality and then creating the things that you want. So let's get to the practice of love and gratitude. And I'm going to set my timer here because I really want you to do this. I want to give you an example of how this goes. And we'll get about 5 minutes of this. Let me get the timer here. Okay. So 5 minutes of this. So I want you to get into that alpha state. And you remember how we get into the alpha state. This is best done in the morning or right before you go to bed, because you're already in a, relaxed state of mind and already in the alpha state. So you're going to take a deep breath in, and in the stillness of your mind and in the stillness of your environment, you're going to become aware of your body. So just become aware of your breathing. Become aware of your arms and your hands, your legs, your feet. Become aware of them. And now I want you to see in your mind's eye your environment being exactly what you want it to be. And you're so grateful. I really want you to feel the gratitude and the love for what you have. So see in your mind's eye your bed, whatever type of bed you like, whether you have it already or you don't, just see it and feel the love and the gratitude of what that is. So what does it feel like to your body? What does it smell like? I want you to smell the fragrance that you want to wake up to. Whether it's tulips, roses, whether it's frankincense and myrrh, whether it's lavender. I just want you to smell that smell and be so grateful, so full of gratitude that every morning that you wake up in this beautiful bed with this beautiful room and this smell that just smells divine. And now I want you to notice who's beside you. If you want to wake up to the love of your life, the love of your life is laying right next to you. And you are so grateful for the love of your life being there. You're so happy and you're so full of love, and you're thinking about the love of the Creator, the source energy, God, your heavens teams, the angels, whomever. Think about the love that they must have for you in order for you to have this existence right now, for you to be in this beautiful space right now. So just feel the love all around you. And now I want you to notice that there's this love and this gratitude, everything that you feel. And now I want you to intensify that feeling. That feeling that you feel right now, full of love and full of gratitude. Now I want you to expand it. Expand it. And notice how good it feels. It feels so good, like this love that you have. So that's 5 minutes. But I want you to feel the love that you feel right now is wrapped all around you. And you're so grateful. You're so full of gratitude. This life that you have is better than you could have ever imagined it. And take a deep breath in and blow it out. Take a deep breath in again and blow it out. So that was just 5 minutes of that, the power of love and gratitude. So, what you want to do is through this 8 weeks, we are training the mind and the body to be in this frequency all the time. So, what some people do is they find a trigger. So, a trigger is where it's something that you lock in to the body, into the mind, that you carry this with you all the time. And what this does, it helps you to stay out of the low vibrational tones and keep you in the vibrational tone of love and forgiveness, which is two of the highest emotional tones that have been proven to bring about a good emotional state and to be able to create with it. So, this is a practice that the last set of students that we had, I wrote a book called Back to Oneness. And this is the beginning steps of being enlightened, having a frequency so you can get that sense of being there, being in the condition. So you're walking and talking in reality every day with people in a meditative state. And what that brings for you is the peace and the calm in your life. And just like you are what you eat, you are what you think, you are what your vibrational frequency is. And so you attract whatever you are radiating as your vibrational frequency. And this is not really hard to figure out. If you want to know what your vibrational frequency is at this moment, then you just look in your environment. Whatever has shown up in your environment at this time, then that is what your vibrational frequency is. So, is your life full of love? Do you have people that are around you that are very loving and they want to show you love? Whether it be your children, your husband, you go out to the grocery store and people want to do things for you. Oh, let me get that door. Oh, let me carry that for you. Oh, do you need help? Because you have a vibrational frequency that is pulling that to you. Water seeks its own level. So, one thing that I want us to be mindful of. So, we talked a little bit about self. So, now let's move on to family. And family is important because family are the ones that we spend the majority of our time around. So, they have come at this time to show up in our lives to give us some lessons that we may need to learn. And one of the most important lessons that people tend to be experiencing right now is unconditional love. So we're going back to unconditional love and now on dealing with family. So you may say, how does family have to do with my business? How does unconditional love have to do with me mastering myself and mastering my business? Because this is what this masterclass is all about. The God Effect is about mastering self and also being able to master your environment and master your business. So, our family members who we spend the most of our time with, as I say, they are here to teach us lessons about unconditional love. So, the quicker we are able to learn unconditional love, the quicker we're able to excel on our spiritual journey and excel in life in general. So you have to find a way. We have to find a way because there's layers of this. I'm still learning unconditional love. Every time I think I have it, that's actually when something else shows up on a whole nother level to show me, oh, you can love a little bit more in this area. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because once I actually get that part of me where I can love a little bit more and a little bit more, then other parts of me go away. And I get closer and closer to that eventual perfection. I get closer and closer back to oneness, which is actually connected in your one in one with that source energy, which is what all of this is about, returning and being one with source energy. So instead of putting barriers up, I want us to be mindful that we are with our families to ask the question, okay, what is this? What is this? So for this next week, this needs to be your favorite question. Every time something shows up that wants to bring something out of you that is not love and that is not gratitude, you know that this is a lesson for you to learn. So instead of having the barriers to go up to block this unpleasant thing that's happening, or we perceive it as something unpleasant, then we want to ask the question, okay, what is this? Oh, this is an opportunity for me to show love and to show gratitude. So this week, it is love and it is gratitude that we are going to focus on, and watching for and being aware of those opportunities and those experiences that present themselves that are giving us an opportunity to grow and to develop. So now we're going to add love and gratitude to forgiveness. So we have the forgiveness practice that I hope everybody is doing every single day, because that's really the true transformation. When you talk about the God effect in going into oneness with source energy, forgiveness has to be the first step. And remember what I said, that forgiveness is in layers. So just when you think that you've forgiven and that there's no more to forgive, there will be another level of forgiveness. But at the same time, now we're going to add love and gratitude. And we're going to look for those areas of love. We're going to do the practice every single morning, just like the forgiveness practice, of love and gratitude and staying in that frequency. Because what happens is, the more you do the practice that I just gave you the example of, the more you will get used to being in that frequency and staying in that frequency and seeing what it is that you create. So I'm so excited about this. I want you to share and let me know your experiences. What are your gains? What resistance are you coming up against? So you never know. We may do an impromptu call or webinar so we can address some of the concerns if you're having some resistance, and then share how do you get past those resistance. So love, gratitude practice added with the forgiveness practice, and then we're asking the question, what is this? And it will reveal itself to you. What is this? And when you see it, and you may not know consciously exactly what it is, but whatever the feeling or the emotion is, you replace it with love and gratitude. I know it's going to take practice. Some of us are not as easy with unconditional love. So as we get this practice again, I would love to hear your successes. I would love to hear as you go through this week of love and gratitude with forgiveness, because next week we're going to really delve in and go into how do you apply what you've learned thus far with forgiveness, love, and gratitude to every aspect of your life in real instances so you can be successful. So study well, practice well with love and gratitude. And next week we will be going on on how do we implement it. All right, so I will see you guys next week. And please don't hesitate. Send me an email to let me know how you're doing, how everything is going at, let's see, I want you guys to be able to get to me right away. So as we go through the masterclass, that everybody is going to be on the same page. So you can send me an email to thatjamiassist@gmail.com, JAMIASSIST@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Wishing you the very best. See you all next week. Peace.